And the pumpkins are in.
My hat's look off. See it?
Okay, yeah, I can go a little higher.
Train.
There's a little bit of a lag to it.
Yeah. The camera right now.
It's not even a lag there. Click there. What's going on? Okay, well, does it show how many people are watching?
It says 26 people are watching.
26? Oh,
Already?
I guess so.
Wow. 8 o'clock.
Or mine.
Not scary? Scary. Not scary?
So are you the guy that drives the train? You're the guy that robs the train? Plenty of room. Plenty of room.
Good.
So let us know if everything sounds okay and everything's good on your end there.
$24 in the chat and no one said hello yet.
That's all.
I'm gonna check my phone, check my YouTube. There we go, yeah. Lots of chat going on, I apologize. It's not showing up on Chris's computer here. Holy mackerel. I'm gonna try refreshing. No, I can't refresh quick because this is the live computer.
It's not even a big deal. I mean, if there's chat, well, if there's chat going on, you'll be able to see it from there, right? For some reason, I always have some sort of computer issue, even with a Windows 10. It's still, I don't know why it's being the way it is, but if you see, and it looks like Mark looks sad because his head is down, it's because he's looking at his phone because he's got the chat on there. So we'll be able to, respond that way at least, and we'll keep track of what's going on. So
I think we have a lot of people in the chat right now because of SMT. I think all his viewers came over here.
Nice. Thanks, Harrison. We're gonna do a giveaway in a bit. So if you're watching, stick around because we're gonna do a giveaway at some point. It is the Halloween special, obviously, because we don't normally dress like this.
Speak for yourself.
I mean, if my mom's watching, I kind of got another tattoo, kind of. And if she's not watching, I totally understand. Yeah.
So if you asked a question earlier on, ask it again, please, because there's a lot of chat here that I can't keep up with.
Oh, really? Oh, shoot.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Who do we have in the chat? Like, does it show?
Who don't we have?
Who don't we have? Okay, who do we not have in the chat?
Is anyone over the age of 15 on the chat?
Well, at least maybe the people that are, in their teens and they're watching, they might actually know who I am, because everyone else might be all like, "Why? What's wrong with this guy?"
Right.
So
we have Dennis in the chat.
Dennis, how's it going, Dennis?
Someone called Laura. The face looks familiar, but no. There's a girl in here. SMT, of course. Ottawa Rail fan. Brandon, Bubs. Brian is on. Ben, Creative Rails.
Ben, what's going on, Ben?
What else do I recognize here? Barn Full of Trains. Recognize that channel.
Oh, hey, it's 8:03.
Oh.
Wait, we've been sidetracked, and because the computer hasn't been working properly, I mean, we're able to stream.
Wilmer's on. Hey, Wilmer.
The chat's not showing up on our end, so we're looking at the phone right now.
Geez, we're at 38. That's got to be...
The last time I had that many was when I did a giveaway when we did the show for the gondola show.
That. Roy just checked in. Hey, Roy.
Hey, Roy.
We got Wilmer. Wow. Cool.
All right. Well, yeah, let's get started.
It's a Halloween miracle.
It's a Halloween miracle. What's going on, everybody? I'm Go Vera, Go Home. And to my right is Eminem Rails. How's it going?
Very well, you.
I'm it's that time of the year where, chocolate happens. So I'm pretty happy about it. And we've got trains. It's that season again where we can start pulling out our trains and working on our layouts and whatnot. So couldn't ask for a better time of year.
Yep.
That and it's pretty outside. So
are you going to tell everyone what you are, or is that just going to guess?
I'm going to let people guess for a little bit.
Okay.
Guess which tattoos of mine are real and which ones are not real. So it'll if it's if people are having that hard of a time guessing and no one's guessed it by like after, I'll tell you. I don't think anybody's going to get it, but it's fine. Oh, that's a secret. You have to stick around for that.
Okay.
So what's in the episode? This is the Halloween episode. This is actually episode number 12. We've been doing this for a year now.
Crazy.
Which is a milestone because I can't usually do one thing for for over 6 weeks. So, it's a milestone for sure. Going on a year now. Next month will literally be a year ago was the first one, but wow. I don't think it was GVO After Dark on that one. I think it was just a live stream that I did, running trains.
Yeah. And
then it took off from there. So pretty stoked about that. But in the news, or what are we going to talk about tonight? Night terror news. Just trying to keep with the theme of Halloween. Is the Ottawa LRT haunted? Ooh, spooky stuff, right? New announcements. We got some new announcements for you from Rapido and Broadway Limited that you will lose your head over. This just in, new stuff from Exact Rail, Diecast, Masters, and Atlas that are simply to die for.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
The cheese is very high tonight. And this is the Boxcar special. I whined and I moaned and I told you how much I loved boxcars so much that we needed to do a special episode just about boxcars and my categories, apparently.
Yeah, your black categories.
Yeah,
freaking me out.
Oh,
black cat. All these boxcars are full of candy. Yes, you told me.
I mean, yeah, it could be. I'm going to show off some samples from both Dennis and Brian. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But first, we're going to do the news. Remains of 79 people found during construction of the light rail tunnel will be moved to their final resting place at Beechwood Cemetery. The public was invited to pay their last respects this past September at the Canadian Museum of History. That's here in Ottawa. The remains were unearthed during construction of the line under Queen Street back in 2013 and 2014. This was a location of the Barak Hill Cemetery. The cemetery closed back in 1845, making those the earliest residents of Ottawa. And I've got a standard rule. Anything before the 1900s, it's just kind of creepy. So it adds to that level of spooky,
totally,
you know?
Totally.
The bodies recovered, or of the bodies recovered, they all seem to be working class people from all walks of life, men, women, and children. Studies show that the bodies have been there as early as 1827. Most of them died from diphtheria, malaria, cholera, and other illnesses, as well as canal workers who perished on the job.
Jeez.
Yeah, what a way to go, right? Some of the remains had been moved to Sandy Hill after Barak Hill was closed. The LRT construction revealed that some bodies were left behind. There was a push to relocate the bodies by mid-19th century. At the time, embalming practices didn't use formaldehyde. Some of the remains were even unburying themselves. So there was a general demand to move the cemetery. The individuals will be reburied at Beechwood this October. So whether it's already happened or not, I don't know. But it's supposed to. In a manner consistent with 19th century burial practices, such as using simple pine caskets painted black and closed with iron nails. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of a twist, sort of. But yeah, so given it being the Halloween special, obviously, we've somewhat decked out the place, and we wanted to keep along with the theme of Halloween. I mean, you know, we're one cauldron short of it being a nightmare here, so and we've got the candy train going around, and I hope everybody else is dressed up. What are you supposed to be?
Well, according to Wilmer, I'm Dennis the Menace, which is very funny. It's a new one.
You're a little tall to be Dennis the Menace, but
so I'm an engineer or train robber. You choose.
I like the train robber. We've also got some announcements this month. Some new product that has been announced to the public. I'm still waiting on the Rapido announcement that was supposed to happen by the end of the month. There's still time, seeing as how there's literally a week left of the month. They're supposed to do a brand new announcement. I think two new products, and then the next one would obviously be Christmas Day in their, infamous Christmas Day email, which is basically like a gift to everybody from them. So eagerly waiting for that. And then it'll give us stuff to talk about next year, right?
Yeah.
But
so for you, we have Frankenstein, Frankenberry, Herman Munster.
No,
wrong, yeah.
And no.
Wrong, and wrong.
No. Close. I was waiting for someone to say, what's his name? The boxer? Because of this?
Oh, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. But no, not Mike Tyson. So Rapido is relaunching the F7B and F9B locomotives. Obviously, they'll be doing DCC ready, but they're also going to do the DCC sound as well. You'll be able to get the unpainted, or Via, or CN Zebra, or the CN Green, CP Red, or CP Burgundy, whatever your fancy, whatever your railroad. And they'll run really great with some of the past runs that they did. And you know that they're obviously going to have that Rapido touch to them. There goes the candy train now.
Ooh.
Nice. And we're obviously going to be looking at about 305 for the DCC sound units. In most cases, that's what you can get them for, or most other DCC sound locomotives. We've got HO Scale Broadway Limited a 462 steamer. It's the Heavy Pacific Steam. It's only done in the Canadian National, but there's 2 road numbers that you can choose from. And of course, because it's Broadway limited, you'll be able to get it with Paragon 3 Rolling Thunder for that, realistic sound, Because not only do you want them to look realistic, but you want them to sound realistic. And you really want to bug your neighbors, So that's going to be a thing. And, we're looking at about 390 Canadian for one of those, which should be fairly well priced, I find, compared to some other steam locomotives that are on the market. Also, here's one for the N scalers, if you're paying attention. Blueford Shops covered wood chip hoppers. Now, you'll be able to get those in CP, CN, and B and M. They come in a single, a double, or a triple pack, and depending on which one you get, it's either going to be 30 for a single, 60 for a double, and 90 for a triple. All straightforward stuff. And of course, just announced the other day from Scale Trains, the F68BH finger rack flat car, the finger rack. So it's basically a flat car, and at each end there's forks that stick up.
Really?
Yeah, and it actually holds rebarb, just like the prototype. So
cool.
Very nice looking cars. You'll be able to get obviously unpainted TTX, JX in the 91 year scheme, and the TTJX yellow, or the oxide red, which is more of a brown, if you ask me. It's like that. But I mean, if they say it's oxide red, who am I to argue? And you're looking at about 55 Canadian for one of those. So before I do the new in-store stuff, I'm going to talk about some product.
Lauren just joined us. Hey, Lauren.
Oh, hey, Lauren.
Also, Eric Hall said hello, which is...
Eric Hall. Yeah. So first up, I don't know, when you post in the chat, will it still show up there?
Oh, I'm posting on here.
Oh, you're posting on here. Okay. Well,
I put the links here if you want.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if you add a link there,
it should work.
It should. Go with Dennis first. We're going to talk about a product that Dennis is offering. So Dennis does 3D printing. He's a good friend of mine, and he did a couple of these up for me.
Good friend of ours.
Oh, sorry, a good friend of ours. I usually just, when I talk in the singular, and then, yeah. But so Dennis does 3D printing. The name of his company is D3D Prints, and we're going to put his email up there. If you guys want anything done by Dennis, give him a shout. I'm going to give you some pricing and a couple of things that he's already done. So, for example, I've got 2 of these Digitrax holders for the controllers. He can also do an NCE holder if you're interested. He can do the 40-foot gondola covers, and he's actually done a replica of the Simpsons house. Simpsons being the cartoon. Yeah, the Simpsons cartoon house. Okay. He can also do pipe loads, and he's actually working on a car overpass for myself, and he's also doing one for himself. It's getting ahead of the the scenery making there as well, so that's pretty cool. So I asked him to send me some information just so I can provide you guys with information on something like this. So when he makes them, the Digitrax holders, so it takes about 5.5 hours to make one of these for it to go along and print. And usually they're very messy when they come out. They've got string across them, but he cleans them up and whatnot for you. And those go for about $9 a pop. And they're very nice. And they have the holes as well so that you can go ahead and attach it right to your fascia. And they're inset a little bit so that the screw does not stick out past the actual plastic, which doesn't obviously stop the controller from going in. And they look nice. And he's got many different colors that he can do as well, depending on the fascia and whatnot. I just picked simple black because my fascia is going to be black, so I just want them to blend in. Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
NC holder is a little bit quicker. It's about 4.5 hours, but at $9, why not? If you want any of the 40-foot gondola covers, that takes about 5 hours, and it's $11 each. And if you want the Simpsons house, it takes about 28 hours to print the Simpsons house. And it's to scale, too. It's HO scale, so that's pretty cool. And it's a $35 if you want the Simpsons house. We did put the email up. Is it showing in the...
I just typed it here.
Oh, okay. So if you're interested in getting any of these made by Dennis, give him a shout. Obviously, he'll know that I sent you. Or that we sent you, sorry. And I'm looking forward to adding those onto the layout there. And I'm going to get them to make maybe like a cell phone holder as well, because I usually use the wireless, the Y throttle as well.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And then that way I can maybe put my phone in it as well to hold it, or maybe even a tablet holder, which would be kind of cool too.
Wow.
But if anybody has any ideas, he also takes custom requests as well.
I think a Zephyr holder.
A Zephyr holder.
Digipack Zephyr.
Yeah. Jeez. That'd be huge. But probably doable. Probably. He just has to design it on the computer, and then it'll print it out. 1 week later. It'll be... Yeah. But, yeah, thanks, Dennis, for hooking us up with those. And, you know, again, give him a shout if you guys are interested. Also, I'm just checking here.
This is my Dance the Menace voice. Mr. Wilmer, I broke your window playing baseball. Or is it Wilson? Mr. Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah. I'm still laughing at the Dance the Menace thing.
Oh. Has anybody guessed me yet?
No. They gave up. I'm dying to tell them.
Give them a minute. Give them a minute. They'll figure it out. And no, I'm not going to start singing any of the songs either. That's probably what's going to happen.
See, I might start singing.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
I've been working on the railroad all the long day.
So we took a break and we talked about Dennis's 3D prints there. I'm going to go back.
We need 45 likes for me to stop singing. I've been working on Okay, what were you saying?
There's some new product that hit stores this past month. Not a lot. I was actually surprised that there hasn't been more.
We're waiting for Christmas.
Yeah, probably.
We get the lull, and then December 1st.
I feel, yeah. You know, they actually pushed back the LRC cars. It was supposed to be December, January. Now they're probably not going to be here till March. Man. Did you wash your hand yet from shaking Justin's hand?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. That was a good video, by the way.
Thank you. It's a fun time.
New in store, we've got HO scale and N scale exact rail thrall gondolas. So the Railgon, which is a TTX Gold Crown, or the TTX as delivered, or the TTX new logo, these ones are going to be available now. They're in store right now. They're the ones that are all black and then say a Railgon on the side, but there's different versions. There's also a UP 2012 as delivered scheme and an NS 2015 as delivered scheme. So very modern stuff. The MSRP for the HO scale is about $45, and the N scale is about $29 for one of those. Not too bad, given Exact Rail does some very nice stuff. You might actually have to check their website though, so because I don't really see any of their stuff in stores anymore. Atlas has an N-scale snowplow. It's the Russell snowplow. It's part of the Ready to Roll or Ready to Run. I never know. And it's in CN. It's $34 if you check out Otter Valley. Are you able?
Yes. Is that my cue?
Yeah, that'll be your cue. And then while you're there, we've got some HO scale die-cast masters construction equipment. Now, Container Man did an unboxing of these, and I was like, oh, those are so nice. I wonder when they're coming to Canada. Well, Otter Valley has them, and they've got a few to choose from. The most popular being they're all cat, so it's the yellow and then with the cat logo on it. There's the railroad wheeled excavator, which is $52. And the rest of them are going to be $40. So there's the 12M3 motor grader, which is another popular one, the 966M wheel loader, the 320D hydraulic excavator, the 450E backhoe loader, and the 730 articulated truck, which looks like a dump truck. I don't know why they don't just call it a dump truck. I mean, I know it's larger than a dump truck, but let's be honest, it's a dump truck. Now they come in a really nice metal tin, and I think that you were calling them collector's tins, but I might be wrong. But they're really nice. Yeah, it comes in. It's like a metal. Like it doesn't come in cardboard. It's metal tin. You lift off, and then they're in foam, and you just move the bits of foam, and then they're really nice, really nicely detailed.
Cool.
All you gotta do is weather them up, and then they're good to go. Another shout out, we've got Brian, which is Canadian Railroader 11. He did a bunch of rock molds for me, and he said that he's willing to do rocks for anybody who needs them, really. He's doing his rock business. He's getting his rock on, and basically there's different types of rocks, as obviously you guys can see the rocks right in front of me here. Different sizes. We've got washed rock, base rock, creek bank, which is different, believe it or not, boulders, facet rock, rock wall, and wind rock. So if there's specific rocks that you need, then give Brian a quick email, send him one. He'll give you pricing and whatnot, depending on the order that you place. I got a whole bunch off of them. He was really nice to do those for me. And I really can't wait to actually add them to the layout and then paint them and whatnot. I know they look white here because they're, this is how they come out. Fairly, and it's just a plaster, right? So
they're very nice.
I'm very, very excited about them.
Excuse me.
Because I haven't actually used that before. I would use plaster, put the plaster on, let it sit for like 8 hours, and then shape it after that. Same stuff that I used on the, the pad. So that has multi-purpose.
I don't do scenery, so I don't need anything.
Yeah, it's fine. You'll get there.
Or what if I got Dennis to make me some 3D printed rocks, and then I got Brian to make me some plaster throttle holders? Eh?
I don't even know if that's
always thinking.
I mean, he has molds, so it's easy, right? But, yeah. But if anybody needs rocks, you put the email in there.
Done.
Cool.
For those just joining, I'm chatting through my phone because the laptop froze. So.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do better with that laptop. Sorry, guys. But either way, we're all here. We're having a good time, and yeah. I think I speed talked through that entire thing. The amount of work that goes into putting one of these together, it's crazy sometimes, because I'll sit there for like 3-4 hours writing it up or doing research on whatever it is, like whatever, the news. And I've even had people like Dennis send me news stories to help me out. And it's quite a process. So I'm very thankful, and I know you're thankful too, for everybody who stops by to watch and see what's up and chat.
I just show up. This guy does all the work.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're like the face of it, where I do all the other stuff. But yeah.
And while we're thanking people, I want to thank my wife who ordered me my costume that just came in the mail today.
And it's
they got it fit.
It's good quality stuff.
Yeah.
It's Dickies, so they make awesome jeans.
So. The hat was a gift from my son at Christmas, I believe.
What happened to the other one? You had 2 hats, didn't you? You brought 2 hats.
No.
I thought you had 2. Oh, maybe it was a bandana and it was in that hat.
So the bandana and the overalls came as a package deal. For my lovely wife.
Nice.
And apparently she got me boots for my work. I'm wearing this to work for Halloween next Thursday.
Oh.
maybe she'll post, but
I really hope it's like a knee-high boot. You know, like what do they call those, duck boots?
duck boots.
Yeah. What?
So,
I'm getting a phone call.
You said silence your phone.
I'm sorry. Well, it looks important, so hold on.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, my name's Lauren. First-time caller, long-time listener.
Hey, Lauren, how's it going?
Lauren.
Is this Otter Valley, Lauren?
It is Otter Valley, Lauren.
Oh, what's going on?
I figured I'd call in and give a couple shout-outs on Govia and give Mark props on his outfit and your Frankenstein affair. Yeah, Chris?
No, close, but no.
Well, if I could have it, I'd be the Adams family and Mr. Adams, you know, have the dog, but, you know, we all can't have that.
Hey, while I've got you here, do you mind if I ask you some questions?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's been like a lot of talk about, you know, Otter Valley and whatnot, and, you know, a lot of rumors and stuff. Can you clarify any of that? Can you clear the air?
So on October the 11th, I bought my father's controlling interest of the company out. Now I'm the sole owner of Otter Valley Railroad Inc. We've been working on this process for about 4 to 5 months. So you might have noticed a little bit of influx of info product and a little bit of this. So just kind of a back and forth negotiation, and, you know, things were resolved on October 11th. And now I'm a sole shareholder, and my wife is involved in it with me, as well as our 2.5-year-old daughter, Isabel.
That's perfect.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
That's great news.
Thank you.
Not just on becoming the owner of the company, but your dad's retirement. That's pretty big too. So congratulations to Roger as well.
Yep.
So now that you're the owner, what can we expect from this new Otter Valley?
So there's a lot of things that's going to happen. We have a brand new OVRtrains.com version 2 website that we're working on. Brand new reskinned website, brand new marketing. We have a brand new location that we're going to be moving into later on the 1st of December. That's 3 times the size of the existing facility.
Wow.
We're going to be adding new product lines. We're going to be looking at improving our fill ratio to less than 5 to 6 days for everything. More breadth across multiple scales, more end scale in store, more seasonal O&G, as well as some expansion of some Thomas, and then some other seasonal stuff like rockets, RC, and some planes in the seasonal time, possibly some dollhouses as my daughter gets older, and some model train puzzles and some other model train paraphernalia and stuff like that. But again, bulk of our business will still be model trains and showing it. But with the bigger facility and all my staff coming over, it's a great opportunity to additionally continue to grow.
That's awesome. You do have a great staff there. I've dealt with a number of them personally, and they're really great. So big shout out to them as well. And so you just did like a huge refill of the store, right?
Yeah, so on the 23rd, I took one of my sales girls and shipping warehouse girls down, Eva. Many of you have known her or talked to her before on email or phone or talking store. Took her across to Port Huron, got her introduced to people at Customs, our U.S. address, showed her where we can get boxes and such, teach her how to do the import pickup, and we filled an entire F-150 8-foot box plus the back of the box, and it was about $35,000 U.S. wholesale.
That's crazy.
Wow,
that's a lot.
And we've got more things in planned. So you're going to see a lot of new product get posted up in the next couple of days. A lot of refill. So basically, back to business. If not more.
That's awesome. So for the people that have never bought from Otter Valley, or even never heard of Otter Valley because they live under a rock apparently, what kind of stuff do you guys have there right now? Like what kind of brands can they expect to find?
So obviously we have Rapido Trains, which is one of the fastest growing train brands in the world. If you look on their YouTube. They're one of the fastest growing train companies in the world, constantly having new innovative products. So we have them. We have the full breadth of the Walters line, Atlas, Northern, Intermountain, Fox Valley. We have the Diecast Masters, just come in, beautiful stuff. A lot of transport trucks on the E7, our downtown Deco, other lines. Tons of breadth throughout the store, and we have about another 14 more lines that we're going to be adding to the new location.
That's amazing. So, do you have anything else that that you want to tell everybody watching at home? Anybody who's watching the live right now?
So currently we have 6 stealth or unannounced projects in the works.
Ooh.
4 of them are currently being built, and we have 4 that are in design and artwork process. And I know one of them, Rails, will jump up and down in that conductor's hat when he sees it.
Well, that's awesome, Lauren. I called him Rail. We've been huge supporters of Otter Valley over the past several years, and we really appreciate what you guys do for the community.
Totally.
And the best of luck to you with the business and in life and everything. That you guys have been like family to us. So we really appreciate all the effort and everything that you put into what you do every single day.
I appreciate that. One of the big driving forces on why I wanted to purchase my dad's controlling interest. In 2003, my mom and I started the company, and one of the driving forces was with her was providing a good product, good price, and good service, and having a friendly family voice to a customer. We continued that on through her legacy, and we looking forward to another 30 or 50 years of having model trains run by the Jameses. And as everybody knows, my daughter's in love with trains and choo-choos, as everybody saw in the Tempo video. So, the family in Otter Valley has a bright future, and we're still that mom and pop. We're just a younger mom and pop now.
That's great.
That's awesome. I again, congratulations on everything. I really appreciate you giving us a call here. And
I've been a long time listener.
We appreciate that as well, keeping it alive, doing the train thing. But I guess I'll talk to you soon, and I got to order some stuff, so I need you to put some stuff aside for me.
And let the listeners and the viewers that watch this. We're extremely responsive on our answering our emails, our social media. Mm-hmm. We are having new videos coming out. We're going to be planning a bunch of different stuff. One of the things that we're planning, likely in the month of December, is going to be a live stream shopping spree that a contestant will win.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, that sounds like fun. Oh, man.
So kind of similar back to the 90s where they used to have those supermarket things where, you run around.
Yeah.
That kind of style.
Oh, man. Oh, well, I definitely will be watching for that. And when you guys get settled in at your new place, let us know and we'll come down and pay you a visit.
Just to remind customers, it's still business as normal. We're going to try to have the least amount of business interruption. Our plan is to likely do the move on a Friday after we ship out in the morning and likely be back shipping the following Monday.
Wow. And you guys have always been very quick with your shipping as well. Like I've gotten it like within 2 days and I'm all the way in Ottawa. So you guys have been really awesome with everything. So
we pride ourselves in Christmas on shipping every day to ensure everybody gets what they need.
That's right. Christmas is coming. It's only a couple of months away.
One of my mom's biggest statements when she was suffering and dying of cancer was never to let anybody have their Christmas or their holidays ruined.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That was one of her, driving forces, and it powered her many times through fighting cancer for 3.5 years. That, that smile on the face of the customer, that young boy, that young family meant a lot to her, and that means a lot to me. And
Cheryl, from what I remember, she was amazing. She definitely was a very key part of the store, and everybody who had called in and placed an order at some point or another, they talked to her, and they got the best customer service ever. So
Yeah, and many people still come up to me this day and they tell me how much they miss Sharyland, and the fact that we can continue on with the business, and there'll be reminders in the new store and pictures of my mom and my dad when we did shows in different times, to have that feel of where we come and where we're going. And we'll have little Isabel running around the store saying hi to everybody.
And she's adorable too. I saw that video the other day, the live that you did on Facebook, where she was running the tempo as well. She is adorable.
She loves her choo-choo, so she loves her tempo, except when we hit the emergency stop button.
All right. Anything else before we go?
No, but let the viewers know that we have more stuff coming, and I will be having new videos in the new year once we're on the move of the layout construction. I have more plans and more video coming on that content as time permits.
That's perfect. I'll definitely let them know. Lauren, thank you so much again. You have yourself a great night, okay?
We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care, guys.
Take care.
Later, dude.
Cool.
First time I've ever gotten a call on a live. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it was Lauren too, so that's always fun. Lauren's a good guy.
He is.
Well, we're segue into the next thing here. Let's talk boxcars, because this has been a long time coming. Because anybody who's ever watched any of my videos, people know that I love my boxcars. But when we're talking boxcars, there's so many different manufacturers, and we've got a bunch here today. True Line, Exact Rail, Atlas, a couple of different Atherns, Intermountain, Walthers, Bowser. Like it's a good spread. If this was a Thanksgiving dinner,
it almost is, with the pumpkins,
right? So this is the best of the best right here, because these are the ones that you're going to see on everyone's layout. These are the ones that you're going to see at your clubs and whatnot. And whether they're weathered up or they're brand spanking new, I'm sure that there's something for everyone. And I already know the first thought is, what's with all the Ontario Northland? Well, buy what you run, buy what you like, and buy what you know. But there's so many different options. Like you do CN, right?
I do. And
you've got a couple of these at home.
I do.
What do you think of the Atlas?
I love them. The weight, the detail, easy to couple, uncouple, good height. No complaints.
And they usually do put out, like when they put out one of these here, the Atlas Master Line, you usually get the CN, you get the Ontario Northland, you get the Quebec Central. There's, and they're doing new numbers, what feels like every year, or at least every couple of years. And for those who do N scale as well, whenever they do a run of HO, they definitely do a run of N scale as well. These are some of my favorites. And at the price point, which I believe is $30 some odd, $32, you can't go wrong. You really can't. Now, if you're looking to spend a little bit more, which I definitely did with the Exact Rail. Exact Rail you can't really find them in stores anymore. They do all their stuff through their website now, which is in the US, which end up paying more and whatnot. And, they did a whole run of these where there was like CN and Ontario Northland, obviously. I think for the 6, after paying, I think it was like $320 for the 6. And then when it showed up at my door, I ended up paying another $110 for the whole, crossing the border and stuff. So it was over $400 for 6 boxcars.
Friends of mine rent a P.O. box in the States. They have it delivered to the States. Just go pick it up. Have you thought about that?
I'm not really close to a border anywhere, and I mean, I could, but yeah, is it worth the drive? I'm too lazy at that point.
I'm too cheap, so
well,
that's a lot for shipping.
Too cheap. Check this out. Segue into the next car. Walthers just did these high cube box cars with a sufficient amount of detail. There's some underbody detail there. It's a good weight too, eh? And those ones were at a low price point. I think they were like $20 some odd. $20 for one of those.
So now, why would you pay more for this We have this. Just this ONR, just because.
Yeah,
Just
I mean these ones are hard to find, you know, and I need as many numbers. I'm one of those modelers that cannot have two of the exact same numbers. So when another run comes out, I'm very quick to scoop those up.
Okay.
And yeah.
So you wouldn't buy another, what's it called, company name, I guess, in exact rail for the same price? Let's say CN.
Well, depending on the road. Wait, let me ask that question again, because I heard one question, but I might be wrong.
Road name, company name, what's CN Ontario Northland? That's, I call it company. Is that road name?
Road name would be like CN or Ontario Northland.
Okay.
So company.
So would you buy like a CN Boxcar from Exact Rail?
No.
It has to be owner.
It would have to be,
Okay.
yeah. Just because these are more uncommon, I can get a bunch of these at a much lower price.
Yeah.
And be happy with it still.
Okay.
A lot of people they fear that when they're spending less money, that they're not going to get something as good. So a good one would be these Athearn Blue Box, right? So they came as kits, and you can find these anywhere between $10 and $20. There's a weight in there, and you had to put the couplers on, you have to put the wheels on, and you have to attach the weight on the inside. It's a good amount of weight, and the couplers, they're not the best, but for the fact that, again, Ontario Northland, they don't always make boxcars, especially like if you want different numbers.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta be able to settle sometimes.
And you built that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And there was some parts that were already on there, and then some parts that are not. As far as like separately applied items, not as many as, let's say, you know, this one here, where you've got way more separately applied, like the little grab irons on the bottoms and underside detail. There's no underside detail on that thing. How important is underside detail? Well, I could tell you not very, but I know that the guys at Rapido would probably be up in arms, seeing as how their their underbody stuff is like immaculate. So how important is the underbody to you?
To me?
Yeah, to you. How much do you care?
No, I would not pay more for more detail underneath a boxcar. No one sees.
Yeah.
Unless you have a scene that with a derailment, but
your layout's too good. You'll never see a derailment on yours.
Never.
See, but yeah, I mean, this is very minimal. It's like a little bit of piping. I mean, you know, for $28, you're getting a very sturdy car.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel bad about weathering that. Now, there's ones like this Athearn Ready to Roll. I guess that answers my question. Ready to Roll, which came not weathered, but patched. So basically, there are different color segments on the sides and whatnot, and then all you have to do is weather it after that. You could do the patching to other stuff, but you're looking at doing it mostly, I don't know, it seems like a lot of extra steps to me. But I mean, you could also just buy a bunch of these from one run, patch the number or take the number off and then renumber it yourself. But then you have to do all the searching for what road numbers are available and all that. Again, that's a lot of extra work. Some of the more, I guess you'd say they're uncommon. Ones that you don't see too much would probably be like the True Line Trains one here. There's a fair amount of detail, lots of underside piping and whatnot, metal wheels, coupler. Well, this one doesn't have couplers.
Yeah.
Bad example. But
that's why it was on sale.
But either way, I mean, most of these, they range from about $28 to, you know, $40, $45. And you get so many different options too. I mean, there's some where the doors even open on the side. Some of the older ones here. Let's see, like this one here. I wonder if this one does it. No, I thought it was one of the ones that the door opened, but it was, nope, I was wrong. Whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I've always been a big fan of boxcars. They look really, really nice when they're all in a row.
Yeah,
and
totally.
I don't know. They're fun.
Who's not like? What company's not here? besides Model Power and Tyco?
That's a good question.
Like you said, we have good spread here, that's for sure.
I wonder if anybody sees anything odd, like a brand that we don't have. Well, Scale Trains.
Scale Trains.
Yeah.
Although, a lot of chatter online with Scale Trains. I don't know if you've been up and up with Scale Trains. People are not liking the couplers with Scale Trains.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of bashing of the couplers.
I find that most people, if they're really into performance and upgrading their fleet and whatnot, they'll just put KDs on.
Yeah.
Like no matter what. It's a wonder that KD hasn't actually put out contracts with most of these companies where they just make it and then all the cars are put out with KDs now, like automatically. I know that brands like Rapido, they often put their own couplers on it, which, I mean, for the past several years, they have not been the best couplers, but now they seem better. I don't know what they did differently with the tempo, but the couplers are a heck of a lot better. So
Roy's saying boxcars will be obsolete in 10 years.
How dare you?
Why is that, Roy?
Because of the intermodal, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can get twice as much, maybe even more, on like a 50-footer. Like these are all 50-foot box cars. Intermodals like this, right?
Yeah. But you can't ship livestock in.
Well,
can you?
In some cases, depending on what railroad you're using, right? Like for Ontario Northland, it's not just boxes in the box cars. They'll take hunters with their ATVs up north. So they have ramps where you see them driving the ATVs up, canoes and whatnot as well, where they're not going to load intermodal containers. So
wait, what? Roy says no livestock is being shipped by rail. What?
Well, they've got cattle cars. Well, I mean, I haven't seen any cattle cars in a long time. But
do cows still exist? Yeah,
cows exist. Yeah, that's where milk comes from.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean,
so off topic, for those who just joined us, no one has guessed. Someone came close, but no one has guessed what Chris's costume is. We have Frankenstein. No. Frankenstein had scars and stitches. I don't think he had tattoos.
I think they see it.
Hip.
I think they see it and they think it's like a scar. These are all tattoos, but yeah. And
we had someone who was close.
What did they say?
I can't pronounce it. Lil Schwan, Lil Xan, or Lil.
I'm not one of the rappers that start with Lil.
So we'll see.
To give a hint, the last GVO After Dark, we were the name came up so many times that I had to do something about it. And yeah, then I went to basically see the person the next day, and then they didn't come to the train show. I was very disappointed.
Justin says meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
Rocky Horror Picture Show? No.
Rocky Horror Picture Show? No.
That joke? That one stinks.
Oh, whatever.
Man.
Dad jokes.
Jeez.
Either way. But yeah. Oh, my phone's not going off anymore. But yeah. So how was the Brampton Train Show?
It was awesome.
Let's talk about the Brampton Train Show.
It was totally awesome.
I go every year, and it seems to be getting better.
Yeah, well, I didn't go last year, but I had been before, and I mean the highlight was meeting Jordan from Rapido.
I was gonna say literally everybody who's probably watching.
Yeah, that was actually the highlight. It was just nice to go around and hang with Brandon and Brian and Dennis and you, of course. You had to leave early, which sucks, but
yeah, that work, right?
Yeah, it's always nice to meet other YouTubers because you can put, in some cases, put faces to names, and I think I did like 4 tours of the show. The first round is kind of get your feel for it.
Mm-hmm.
Second round was I bought a few things, and the third round was I took some videos. But I was there pretty much all day. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it was 3 buildings.
Yeah.
So we were mostly in the main building where all the shops and stuff were selling and whatnot. And I mean, as far as prices, I didn't really see anything that caught my eye.
No, there was no great deals.
I feel like I can spend less money sitting on my couch, or on the computer shopping online. You know what I mean? It's getting to that point where, they do, a train show, but the prices are not train show prices. They're like, in some cases, they're way more.
I know. I don't go for the prices. I go for the hidden gems.
Okay. Did you find any hidden gems?
Do you not watch my videos?
I do. In case somebody didn't. It's called, like, we're bouncing thing back and forth. That's how we do things. This is his first time. We've been doing this for a year, but this is his first time.
I'm in character. I've never been on that show before. Yeah, I got the mash dream, which is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we have a winner.
Oh. Wait, a winner.
A winner. Someone guessed.
Oh.
Randy's Rock and Roll Railroader McCarter. Post Malone.
Post Malone, yes. If you go and you Google...
I feel so much better now. Better now. I feel so much better now. Someone guessed it.
Yeah.
Also, Roy says, was that the Guess YouTube channel? Yeah. So, Roy, at the train show, we played Guess the YouTuber. And I actually did a picture for... Oh, you watched it. Roy watched it. Never mind.
I really like those. I enjoyed that. What'd you end up doing with all the pictures?
I don't know. I think I took them out. Yeah. So do you want yours?
Well, it's too late now. I want people to keep guessing. Like, who is this? Mine was pretty easy though. So.
Yeah. So Chris is Post Malone, and I'm Eminem. Oh. We're gonna do a rap.
We're gonna rap.
Get it, Eminem?
I mean, like, I don't know if I don't really
Your mom's
think
spaghetti.
Knees are weak, arms are heavy. But he doesn't really rap though. According to my wife, he has the voice of an angel.
Post Malone or Eminem?
Well, Post Malone. Actually, the other guy just screams. Screams.
Did your wife wear those tattoos to the concert?
No, I didn't want to get laughed at or booed out or any of that stuff. Halloween is acceptable. It was either this or a sexy cat. I know that he was voting the sexy cat, but I can't pull it off. I'm sorry. So I decided to take this route. I felt more comfortable with the tattoos than the ears and the tail. So there's that. So what's going on with your layout?
Well, I just spent all last night. I pulled all my locomotives out, and I did a bunch of run-bys, and so our roster update is coming out very soon.
Ooh.
I have a lot of locomotives. I am very fortunate. It's crazy. I just kept pulling them out of just kept coming. DC, DCC, no sound, lights, no lights.
Anything that you've never opened and you finally opened it? No? So they've all been at least opened.
Some had dust. Some had to blow the dust off them, but yeah.
What about so you're gonna do a roster for your
update.
locomotives?
Yeah. And then hopefully my yard update, which is not big, but I think people are dying to see how the layout's coming. So
yeah, I feel like it's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do another movie-esque style?
I don't know. Who knows?
Because Christmas is coming, right?
Yeah.
So appropriate for Die Hard. Maybe Die Hard 2. Maybe.
I'm always nervous about doing the parodies because I don't want to get like super copyrighted. Like
I think there's worse stuff out there that
I guess.
Even
putting the mash clips on my last video, I was a little.
Yeah.
Please do not get busted for copyright infringement.
I'm pretty sure most of the people that work at YouTube have never even heard of MASH. So I think you'll be all right.
I hope so.
Yeah. There was even a couple of clips that I used from cartoons in some of my videos, and they never got because it's
right,
like
the Simpsons thing. Yeah.
there was the Simpsons one, and then one day one of my kids was watching Peppa Pig, and they did that whole from that Christmas video that I did.
Oh yeah.
And I want a train, a
Yeah.
real train.
I think if you use small clips, you're okay.
Yeah, and music is a no. They don't
No.
take too kindly to the music side of it. But what can you do, right?
Yeah. So while I was in Toronto after the train show, the next day, the Sunday, my wife, God bless her, so kind, we drove to the CN Yard.
Oh, nice.
She played Candy Crush in the car while I took some footage. And I forgot to mention this in my mail call, but I saw a tank car that was pristine. No graffiti, wasn't weathered. I thought, ha! Proof that you do not have to weather your cars to have a modern yard.
That's like a unicorn in the real world.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I might go back to my footage and see if I can find it, because I was like, wow, cool. Must have been brand new.
Did you put that in your video, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I cut a lot of the clips short. There's long trains. It's a huge yard. Blew me away.
What's next? Is there any train shows or anything that's coming up?
Train shows. Well, I don't think, if Chris is still watching, I don't think I'm going to Syracuse this year. Or we thought about it, but we kind of blew our budget on the Toronto train show.
Yeah, it happens.
Because Syracuse is coming up very shortly. I think we missed the Woodstock train show. That's too far away, but it's a good one apparently.
Yeah, you're looking at about like a 6 or 7 hour drive there.
Yeah, that's one way.
Yeah, I've done it in a day. It's not.
Jeez, Woodstock. Or just the drive?
Well, geez, Almer, which is where Otter Valley is.
Yeah,
I've done that in a day. So I'll leave at like 5 a.m. I'll get there by noon, and then I'll stay for a couple hours, and then I get home at like 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's brutal. It's the worst drive, but worth it if you're into that kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I like shopping, so.
The Kingston train show's coming out too, but that's on the small scale. So, but it's not a far drive. So.
When's that?
I think it's November sometime.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, the chat's blowing up here, so I gotta.
Oh.
Let's see here. I bet Eminem could rap better than Vanilla Ice. Try and rap again. I do a mean Vanilla Ice. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. I can't believe SMP knows who Vanilla Ice is.
He's hip. He's down with it.
Okay, Roy is upset that you said Container Man 69. Remember that? No.
There's so many YouTubers that have numbers in their name.
Yeah, I know, it's hard.
Vinny.
What's a Reddit?
Reddit? Oh, that's
what he says. I think you should share your roster on Reddit.
I don't know.
I don't have time for it to explain it.
I mean, with the Reddit, I know that they have funny videos on there, but I would never think to look on Reddit for train stuff. So, I don't know.
SMT. It's a funny kid. He goes, mash. You mean like potatoes?
Oh, jeez. We should have had SMT here.
Well, it's a school night, you know.
Oh, right, yeah.
You should be in bed, right? Do your homework.
Harrison, isn't it past your bedtime?
What else we got here? See, Sparky has no idea what a Reddit is either. What is a Reddit? Speaking of Sparky, he gave me a shout out on his live show last week. It was very nice.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, Sparky. Very nice of him to do that.
Who else do we have in the chat there?
John Dilly has joined us. Hi, John. Ben from Greater Rails is back.
Ben.
I don't recognize.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be like blowing some sort of surprise or anything like that, but not tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday, but Saturday. Saturday I'm going to be at Brian's house in Barrie, and we're working on his layout. He requested some assistance, so taking a trip to Barry.
Nice.
Tomorrow.
Take some footage.
We will.
Brian, get that camera rolling.
And if anybody wants to see that footage and whatnot, look up Canadian Railroader 11. Again, another YouTuber with a number in their name, but 11. I don't know if it's 11 or 11. Everyone's different. I don't know. But go subscribe to him. He's like that far away from 100 subscribers. So if we can just go ahead and put him over 100, I'm sure that would make his year, and he'll be super stoked. And then obviously you'll see the footage when he decides to upload it. I think he's going to do like a roster update as well. He's got a bunch of stuff that he hasn't showed anybody yet. I'm not going to tell you about it. You have to go watch it. So Canadian Railroader 11 or 1.
You just asked me how many locomotives I have. I didn't count them, but I have a lot.
It's like a fan.
Yeah.
An array.
Half for CN.
A plethora. Half a CN?
Half of my roster is CN.
Oh. What's the other half? Other?
Other. Via ONR. Some Americans. Conrail. I don't know who models Conrail. Do you know who models Conrail?
Well, I see. No, I know Sparky did, but I don't know if he still does. I mean, he's still building his layout, and he's got the shut up, which is great. So I'm always looking to see when he starts building the layout on the inside. So that's really exciting. And I think he has one wall left to put in on the inside to separate the shed part from the train shed part. So that's really exciting. But I'm pretty sure if you subscribe to me, you already subscribed to Sparky. But you can go ahead and subscribe to Sparky.
There he says, I love Conrail. Big Blues, baby, all the way.
They are really nice. And you can find them in Ontario as well. So
there's also an online petition here for you and I to go to Strasbourg in May.
Strasbourg in May?
Is that next to Reddit?
Strasbourg. So I'm supposed to go to Reddit in May.
No. Strasbourg.
Oh, Strasbourg. Wow.
I'm supposed to go to Reddit.
Is Strasbourg
I'm going to Reddit.
Something?
I think Reddit is in Canada, though.
Where's Strasbourg?
In the States.
Like
Pennsylvania?
Strasbourg, PA? That sounds familiar. I don't think I've ever been there. Mind you, the only place in the States I've been to is like Buffalo, which is literally just on the other side of Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
And then Florida. That's it. I don't get out. I don't know. You know, when you're young, you have dreams and ambitions of getting a car so you can drive. Then when you get a car, you're like, no, I have to work to pay for the bills for the car. So it is what it is.
May's so far off.
Ooh, I'm
not sure what we're gonna do.
I want to do that giveaway because how many people we got in the chat?
32.
32.
Yeah, it's been an hour. It's 9:05.
I'm writing down a number. So let's say if there's 32 people, we do 60. Yeah, let's do 60. 1 to 60. Not including 0. So if you say 0, then it doesn't count. So and don't start putting numbers in yet because your phone is gonna like go off the hinge. If it hasn't hinged, it's gonna fall off of that. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna write down a number. Actually, do you want to pick the number? I always pick the number. So you sure get to work. So you're gonna pick a number between 1 and 60, and you're gonna write it big here.
Okay.
I mean, you could have done it bigger. Okay, here. Let me. I'm gonna just do it bigger.
I don't want to see them. I don't want to see my hand motion. They can figure it out. Yeah.
So, on the count of 3, so 1, 2, 3, you're gonna put a number, and this should give everybody at least 2 votes because if there's 60, well, if there's 30 people there, 2 votes, 60. So, you know, good luck, and I'll tell you what you won when we find a winner. Between 1 and 60. 1, 2, 3, go.
So the first one to get the number wins. Is that it?
Yes. So when you see the number come up there, okay, you'll let me know. and we'll go from there. See, look at it fly! Look at it fly! That's always fun. Everyone likes a contest.
Okay, stop.
Stop.
We got it.
We have a winner.
Ottawa Model Railfan got 33.
Ottawa Model Railfan, you chose number 33. Congratulations. And for what you have won, well, basically you're gonna have to eat a pumpkin. Now, we're gonna put Dennis's email in the chat. Basically, you're gonna reach out to Dennis here, and you're gonna tell him what kind of holster you need, whether it's for a Digitrax throttle or a what was the other one? An ESU, depending on which one you have. And it's on me, so I'm gonna send it to. Well, I'm gonna have him send it to you and make it. And yeah, it's a gift from me. So just make sure you email him, let him know what you want, what color, and all that, and that'll happen for you. Okay.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Thank you, everybody, for joining in on that. And I know it was a very random one. I messaged Dennis earlier, and I was like, "Yo, check this out." He was like, "Cool." So it's very good like that. I've been running a couple of trains behind me here, and I know we've been talking for a little bit, just a little bit, but I think they want to see some trains run, because we covered the box cars. We had a surprise phone call from Lauren. We talked about Brian's rocks, going out to Brian's house this weekend. Dennis making the 3D prints. We covered so much.
We did.
They found out that I'm Post Malone. Yep. So we'll do the camera switcheroo thing. Maybe I'm gonna place it in an area here, and then we'll see the train go by a couple of times. And
okay.
See what's going on. Hopefully, with the extension, I can do this. People are like, "Oh, it's so busy." Or
yeah, prepare for shaky cam.
Sorry.
I'm getting warm in these overalls. It's the hat I'm wearing too.
I can also kind of talk about some of the stuff that I've been working on here, which is kind of nice because
Brandon says your tempo needs more cars.
I'm working on it. I'm going to turn on this light here. Yeah, a bit more. Ooh. So I've been working on this past week, mostly because it needs to be done. And I did the concrete pad. It's still drying, but it's clean enough that I can, have the cars on here, not worry about the trucks getting dirty. We're just gonna wait till the Candy Express here goes by.
I love Halloween.
Right?
Love candy. Love dressing up.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't excuse to be a goofball. Without judgment.
No judgment. Mind you, this is a judgment-free zone anyways. And we've got a bit of a meet here with the tempo. Oh, the light's off in that car. I didn't turn it back on. So basically, I use a, I forget what it's called. It's like a drywall compound. And I frame the area that I want to do the concrete pad in. I actually framed it with cardboard. I put down the masking tape on the outside of the area. Then I cut the cardboard right along, tape it down, and then I put tape again on the top to make sure it's a somewhat of a clean line. I still have to cut that along there a little bit, not too much, but so once it's framed, I go over it with the plaster, and I make sure that it's even with the rails, and I let it sit for 24 hours, and then I come back. It's still a little soft in certain areas, like where it's thicker, but that's okay. I hope you're taking notes here, Mark. I already did it. I can't make your video. I don't have a video for it. I'll have to do it again, I guess. But yeah, so basically, this is like all after obviously the track. I had to weather the track and whatnot, and I put the feeders for it here under like at this end. But then yeah, when you put the plaster on there, you let it sit for 24 hours, and then you go in. I take a knife and I go along the inside of the rail there, and then I do the same thing with the other rail, like both sides, and then I sweep it away, and I'm gonna have to let it sit for another 48 hours before I go in and sand it, because you want to make sure that it's nice and hard before you try to sand it, because if it's not hard enough, then you're just like smushing it around, and it's not going to work all that well for you. But that's
Sparky
basically.
says DAP is not crack.
DAP is not crack?
DAP, D-A-P, it's like a kind of modeling, or not modeling. It's a drywall compound. What do you use?
I don't know. It was an $8 tub. I forget what it's called. I have the tub over there. I can check, but yeah.
I say that you had 2 trains running the whole hour and no derailments.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I try.
Yeah. I'm impressed.
It took a bit to get going, but that's why I usually prep like hours before the show. So if I need to clean the track in any area, that's already out of the way, and then then it's good to go for the live. But these trains are also, they're very good. Like, you got an Atlas right there. You already know how good the Atlas ones are.
Yeah.
These cars are, like, ridiculously good. And then a Rapido caboose pulling up the back. And then, of course, the tempo, right? The tempo.
Smooth.
I had a full-on, I'm going to call it a conversation, a gentleman conversation with someone on Facebook, believe it or not. And they don't like Rapido. And yeah, and it's because they've had issues with most of the stuff that they've purchased from Rapido, where someone like myself, I've never actually had an issue. So it automatically makes you seem like a fanboy if you like Rapido and whatnot. And I told him, I said, I'll tell you what, if my tempo ever breaks down, I'll send you a 2.4. He's like, I'm gonna hold you to that. So, but I mean, like anything Rapido that I've ever had, I've never had an issue.
Yeah, same here.
Except for the couplers.
Yeah.
But that's not the locomotive. That's not the sound. That's not it. That's not the motor. It's the coupler. But obviously they've fixed that. So another big thing that I did here this past week, and I know that most people, well, a lot of people, they have seen it on Facebook, but I lowered my backdrop. I cut it down about 3 inches. And I find it better when it's not as high and abrasive, because it was too high, and I couldn't see what was going on the other side. And yeah, I mean, this way, like, I can see what's going on over here on the middle table, far back wall, and I don't have to stand on my tippy toes almost. Yeah, Riker broke that. But yeah, so other than that, other than this here, I did a bit of work on that building there and whatnot. Like, I'm still in early stages, but it's still nice. I got the roof on there. I gotta still put the sandpaper, or the grip tape as I call it, roof on. and then all the, obviously, the detail parts and whatnot. Then I plan to light up that building and the Canadian Tire one here eventually. So that'll be nice.
Looks good.
And fascia as well. You can see the fascia looks a lot better now. That'll be black eventually, and I got to fill in here and along there.
So besides lots of locomotives, I have a lot of freight cars too.
Freight, really?
Drawers and drawers.
Jeez.
Wait to see the video. I pull out 3 different cars, attach the locomotive, do a run by, then switch. New locomotive, 3 different cars. And I still use them all. It's just crazy. I'm a collector. What can I say?
Yeah, that's true.
The problem is I have a lot of quantity, just not a lot of good quality.
Some people don't have a lot, but
Yeah,
they
I'm
have
not
expensive stuff.
not
So
complaining.
they do the opposite, right? I obviously did the thing around here as well, and there's some fascia along here. Just started that stuff as well. I don't even know if that's a good view. Is that?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Oh, come with locomotives.
oh yeah, okay.
That's good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have about 35 locomotives.
35 locomotives.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Which compared to SMT is peanuts, but that guy has about 3,500. Canadian Candy Express. What's on there besides Kit Kats?
Oh, we've got some Smarties.
My wife's already claimed the Smarties. I'll bring those home for her.
And coffee crisp. You have to see next time it comes around. I can't remember. It's one of those boxes of whatever it's called. That. Whoa. There we go. How's that angle?
Good.
All right. I'm really mad at that computer.
Yeah, see that?
Any other time, it's totally fine. When you go to do a live, nope.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So Wilmer brought up Bachman too. Remember I said Model Power, Tyco.
Oh, yeah,
Bachman.
Bachman.
I got some Bachman stuff too.
I think the only Bachman I have is the cylindrical that you gave me,
Oh yeah.
the candle one.
And my big GVO, 6 axle.
I thought you were going to bring that tonight.
Thought about it.
Thought about it, but you're like, Chris doesn't need to see the, he doesn't need a new vice. The vice being scale trains.
So far, so good. It takes the curves okay.
Yeah.
Switches okay.
Hmm.
So I've been told, widen your curves, but I have pretty wide curves, so far so good.
So we got some Aero, Smarties, Kit Kat, Coffee Crisp. And I think that's it. It's mostly like, yeah, a little bit of everything there. Some Smarties for Laura.
Yeah. Is the graffiti on the boxcars painted?
Yeah, I used like a paint marker, and then I weathered over top of it. and both sides are done to, I guess you could say, the prototype, because I took the prototype photo and then I copied it on each one. So even on the other side, it's the correct whatever the other side was. I have more that I'm working on. I did the same thing with a couple of gondolas already. They're the ones that are not as new looking. And I also have to do my new exact rail ones, which I'm not entirely looking forward to. I had a good conversation with Lauren about that. Resale value of those, I would never get $70 a car. I can guarantee you that. Just for the fact that, like, obviously, you know, no one's going to pay $70 like me for a Boxcar. Probably two for 70, but never one single one for 70. Yeah, I've never really done graffiti before, so I thought I'd give it a shot.
Was good.
I try. It's not perfect in any sense, but graffiti is graffiti. It's art.
Dave is asking, is that in excess?
Yeah, right there, in excess.
Oh.
INXSE or something like that is how they had it. The other ones I couldn't really make out.
Oh, I shouldn't sing that because we'll get like copyrighted.
I doubt it. I'm gonna do a shot of the station. This is taking me a lot of time to do, personally. I really like it though. It does light up and whatnot. But I don't have the light attached, or the power attached, I should say. So you've got the two tracks for the whatchamacallit, the passenger, and then you've got the freight main, which is what the O&R is coming in on now. And then he can always go in on the next track, drop some cars off, and then go into the industries, which are up that way. And then basically, you know, pick up cars and whatnot.
I'm still gonna wear this outfit more often for my.
You should wear that to the next show.
Yeah.
Next train show. You know, it was quite the call when to do the show, because today is actually my wife's birthday. So shout out to Stephanie, because she was cool enough to be like, yeah, you can have Mark over.
That's nice.
Didn't really sound like that, but more or less.
So lots of kudos here on your on the scenery here that you did.
Oh,
the station and the mountains and stuff.
Thanks, guys. I try. And then there's some graffiti here that I didn't do. Oh, hey, the video's working again. Look at that. It caught up. It only took an hour and a half. Okay, so let's see if I can lower this. And then this shot looks really cool. I like taking a lot of photos, like right here.
Roy says you owe your wife a special dinner and present now.
Well, dinner was last night, so she had. We went out to dinner then, last night, and then a special present was going to see Post Malone at the beginning of the month, so there's that as well. And then I think I gave her a high five today, so that was pretty special too.
Dang, man, that looks great.
There's also lights on the underside here in the tunnel. Again, not plugged in. It's all the Woodland Scenics just plug it system. And if I was smarter, I would have plugged it all in ahead of time, but I was worried about 50,000 other things. So next time I'll have the lights on, and Maybe I'll have more lights going. We've got a little go bus in the tunnel here because he's going to go to the bus station that's going to be back in here, which is also the train station. It doubles as a bus and train station. Let's do a bird's eye view. You know, even just on a rail fanning kind of way, there's so many little scenes that you can add to your layout just to give it a little bit more of a viewing something. Can't remember the word to save my life, but lots of viewing possibilities. Are you taking the candy?
What? Let's see if you notice.
You're not very slick. Worst bandit ever.
Yeah.
I would like to get some street lights to go up that. Maybe a couple.
SMT says, I guess people on that bus have to go via or go home.
Wah,
Oh,
wah.
and go home.
And go home, yeah. It's a long journey. Stupid. That's not going to make it up the grade now. It's like me after a couple of those. Oh, trying to get up the stairs. Nope. I do, however, need some ideas for this back corner here. See that corner where the obviously there's two mains that go around the wider curve and then the little single curve there. So I'm not entirely sure what to do for this entire module. There we go. There's the word. Found it. So I had a couple of ideas, but nothing has really wowed me yet. And it's really bothering me because it's the front of the layout and it needs to be awesome, dare I say. So I don't know if you have any ideas, just throw your ideas in the chat there. It's the kind of thing where there's no wrong answer. But yeah, if you have any ideas, let me know. Even like a skyscraper being built, that was one of them. Right where that lantern is there. I was going to put... Yeah, you know how you can get that kit where they call it a skyscraper being built, but it's really just the metal frame of a building?
Huh.
Yeah. Anyways, I was going to do the metal frame of a building being built, like right there where that lantern is. So, I don't know. So many possibilities.
You should have a hydro tower scene in the corner.
Hydro tower.
How about a forest being cleared?
A forest being cleared. Possibly. Possibly.
How about a statue of Mark wearing his overalls and hat? That's my idea. That's not.
Nope.
Outdoor stage with Post Malone singing. I think that's my idea. David says a city scene fascia.
City scene fascia. So that would be like the backdrop or that wall there, like the straight ahead wall.
Justin says the Toronto skyline.
Oof. I would need way more space.
SFG says a full-size model of Ryan Tower in the Gatineau Hills. Never heard of it.
What's Gatineau?
I think it's close to Reddit.
Reddit Hills?
Reddit Hills. Oh, sorry, it's Gatineau.
Ah.
Not Gatineau.
Yeah, see the pronunciation, it was way off.
Wait.
What time we got here? 9:30. Time flies, eh? Time flies when rain trains.
You know, and it happens every month too.
Yeah. Brian says an observation tower for all rail fans to watch the trains.
Yeah, it's called my front lawn. Don't come to my house. Actually, I just recently found out that there's several people just in Stittsville here that actually are building model layouts, train layouts as well. So that's kind of cool.
How'd you find that out?
People reach out on, what is it? You know, social media.
Facebook?
No, the other one, Instagram. I think, is it Instagram that I have? Or Snapchat? No, not Snapchat.
Reddit?
Instagram. So people have reached out on Instagram and they're like, "You're in Ottawa." And I'm like, "Yes." "I'm in Stittsville." I'm like, "Well, I'm in Stittsville." Whoa, you know, and then you talk about trains. That's usually how it goes. Don't worry, you're not being replaced. If my wife couldn't replace you, no one will.
Is the corner a tunnel or will it be hidden?
See, that's the thing, right? Like, it could be a tunnel. Technically, it is a tunnel because a train goes through the fascia. And on the other side of the fascia, it's going to be a tunnel. So that whole section there could be a tunnel. And the underside is like, you know, you have a tunnel, but what goes above the tunnel, right? And I'm not opposed to cutting that foam down in the back or adding more. Because the, I didn't cut down that backdrop yet. See how much, like that's 3 inches there. I got to cut that down still. I'm only one person. So all I could get cut this week was the 16 feet here of windy backdrop. I still have to get more backdrop cut for like the back of the layout as well. But then a wrench was thrown into my gears like this past week because we might have found a new house.
What?
Yeah. So you're hearing this for the first time too, which isn't available until July of next year.
Jeez.
So then I'm like, well, hold on a second. So you mean I'm going to be moving next year? It's a bigger basement. It's unfinished, but it's a bigger basement. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, right. So do I continue on doing what I'm doing? Or do I just, you know, feel it out and see what happens? Or do I
for sure thing?
It's not 100%.
Okay.
That's why, like, we don't know if we have it yet, but the option is there. And you know, there's the good and the bad, right? The good being it's a bigger house, more rooms. My wife will literally get an office so she can do her work. The basement is bigger, but it's unfinished. So that means that depending on the level of unfinished, there might need to be walls, carpet that needs to go in, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like literally it's down the street. It's actually closer to where Tristan lives. Okay. Huron, Ontario, and Terry Fox. So you'd cut about 5 minutes off your drive. But yeah, so then I was like, you know, you toss a gear into it and it's like, do I keep going or do I like hold off until I know the area and all that? Because that would basically render that entire end there as like I could cut that off, take the rest of it, and then just restructure the end depending on, you know, the size.
Jeez.
Or sell the whole thing and start over, which is the option that you never want to hear.
Dave here says, bigger is better, keep layout modular.
Most of it is. I mean, I'd have to snip all the the tracks where the the modules end. Right now, the whole thing's solid. But I would have to, I'd have to go in and snip every single track where, whatchamacallit. But yeah, it's a tough call, because you put a lot of time and effort into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could either sell this as a whole layout to somebody and either they... You never know. You never know. I wouldn't even know how to price this thing.
Saturday.
It's like, what is your time worth? It's like, well,
yeah,
this is like a year of, building and sweat. I'm pretty sure that this layout has my blood on it. I'm sure I've cut myself a number of times on things, and if anybody who's ever done track work, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm just enjoying, running trains. We haven't touched the speed or anything.
I know.
They're just freely going, doing their thing. I do need to get that wireless controller, though.
Yeah.
Not the wireless controller, but the
system.
Yeah.
Well, my layout's nowhere near as big as yours, but if I were moving, I think I would tear it down and start again.
Try to salvage as much as
you
could, really, and because everybody has those parts of their layout where they're like, I really like this part of my layout, but I really hate this part of my layout.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna do anything about it. I'm gonna leave it and
exactly
complain about it later.
Is the good candy covering? Oh, is the good candy in the covered bundle? Yep.
That's all the sugar that goes into the candy, and they're off to the sugar mill thing, if that's a thing. Sugar mill, probably. Sounds about right.
Goose the Gaboo says, look up the HO scale gap master. You won't have to worry about flex track layover joints again. Have you heard of it?
Gap master? Nope.
Is Post Malone a gap master? Oh, he's a rap master.
Wah wah.
Are you going to speed match locomotives?
Some of them already are speed matched because they're Rapido. Like, I didn't have to do anything with my F40s right out the box. They're perfect. Some of them, I mean, I've got a lot of things where they're doubles. Like, I've got two ST75Is. Even though one's from an older run and one's from a newer run, they run perfectly fine side by side. So I don't have to really speed match.
Speaking of speed matching, I'm pretty sure I ran a consist of a Southern Pacific DC locomotives, little shunts, little switchers. And I'm pretty sure one was going in reverse and one was going forward.
Oh, jeez.
You should have heard them squeal.
That's funny. I also have a pair of Bowser SD40s, and they were made at the exact same time. They run very much the same. So it's like anything I have doesn't really need to be speed matched. But if I did get some oddball stuff, then probably. Although I do want another RS18 and obviously some more cars, because that would make my tempo awesome.
Christmas time.
Christmas.
Speaking of speed matching,
Go on.
is it possible to change the stopping speed? If that makes any sense.
Yes.
Or is it like
it's
an engineering degree?
the same thing with when you're turning it up. You know how the Atlas, right? When you turn it to, let's say, 15, it's going like and it increases. You can have it where it does have that delay to it, or you can cut it down. They come like that, which, to each their own, right? But
my GVO has a ridiculous start and stop time, like 20-30 seconds. But I think Jack programmed that way.
which is fine because he was pulling like heavy loads. So the heavier the load, the longer it takes to stop, right?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, obviously if you're going towards an edge and you're like stop and you hit it to 0, it's like, why are you still going?
Yeah, coasts for like a good.
Yeah.
My yard's so small. I brought it to the yard and I was like, stop.
You really have to keep it at that low, like 5.
Yeah. So I thought, did I change it or just get used to it? I don't know.
Tough call. I had a Go GP40 that was like that. The response was stupid, like how much it, coasted after you stop it.
Yeah.
I was like, but why?
The stopping I could probably get used to. I just know the distance, but the starting too is like, is it on?
Black cat.
And it turns out I do have another 6-axle locomotive. It's DC.
Mm.
So
I
pulled it out.
What is it?
Pennsylvania Railroad. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know what type of 6-axle?
Come on, Chris. You know me.
I mean,
it's black. It's got 6-axle.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Depending on like all the little details, like SD60,
Actually, I'll take a picture right
SD70.
Take photos of all my locomotives. So I'll show you the whole. Put it in the chat. You can identify it.
Oh, man.
That's 6-axle, right?
That's a 6-axle, 3 fans on the back. It does look like almost like an SD60, but I could be wrong. If anybody knows what that is,
Bubs is off now. He went to bed, but he would know. Brandon knows his locomotives.
Huh? It could be an SD60.
The chat now here. See. It has mittens. Oh, is that your cat? Maybe.
Oh yeah, the cat. She wears a sweater vest.
Look has mittens.
So it's a white cat, and she wears a black sweater vest, and the sleeves don't cover her paws. It just goes to wrist.
That looks like a SD45. And Dennis says I fixed the GP40. What are you doing?
Oh. Kids leaving their Lego everywhere.
Yeah, so part of me wants to, like when I showcase my roster update, part of me wants to put little labels saying, like little titles. This is a, F40. This is a P42.
Yeah.
The part is like, I don't really know what they are, so.
Imagine if we developed an app where you take a picture of a locomotive and it tells you, what the road name is, if it was purchased from another road name. For example, like if it was a CN locomotive, but it was X, I don't know, something.
Yeah.
And then also the class and the whatever of that locomotive and the year it was maybe produced. All the little tidbit information that you'd be like, why? I don't care about that, but it's there anyways. That would be neat. And it's all from taking a picture of the said locomotive. Now, if somebody develops that and makes millions, which I doubt, buy me something shiny. You're welcome.
S&D said, let's call it Train Tracker.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
So like the I call it GVO just because it's short, but it's actually GE Tier 4 GVO. Is that correct?
Yeah, Tier 4. Well,
What's the GE for? Like the G in the front.
GE, VO, GVO. For the life of me, I can't remember. It might have something to do with. Well, I know GEs are General Electric, which I'm pretty sure that they were made by General Electric. So I believe the GVO was. I don't know too much about them. Yeah. Because it was even that GVO, that special edition. That have you ever seen it with the green neon lights that go up and down the sides?
No.
Oh man, you haven't lived. I gotta show you this thing. Who made that one?
But I'm correct if I call it a GVO, just like a GVO.
Yeah, GVO. That seems to be the normal name that people.
Okay.
If anybody knows, I think it's MTH. But who makes the GVO with the green neon lights that go up and down the walkways?
Evolution series? Is that...
Yeah. And it was for it's like an Earth thingy, like a power saving something.
MTH?
Is that what people are saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should show a GVO show on just naming locomotives. Identifying locomotives.
Yeah. Well, we still have to do the one with the names, like BNO or CN. What does CN stand for? You know what I mean? Like we have to do that whole test your knowledge thing.
I just learned yesterday that Conrail is no longer a thing. They got bought out by like
really?
CSX.
This isn't like giving Sparky a hard time. This is a real thing.
I think so.
Oh, that's unfortunate. See, I like that blue though. The Conrail blue.
I know. So maybe locomotives are still running with a name on it, but it's not owned by Conrail. I don't know. David says, my nephew has an app, and I took a picture of a frog in my yard, and it correctly identified it.
Like the kind of frog, or like it's like this is a frog. I can just imagine that, you know.
Uncle David, is that a frog? I don't know.
Actually, my kid does that though. We were driving in the car, and it was clearly raining outside. And then he asked me, he's like, "Dad, is it raining outside?" And I was like, "Oh, geez."
Check your app.
I'm like, look outside. Look out the window.
The weather network says it's not here.
Dad doesn't run the windshield wipers on a sunny day.
So yeah, Conrail is still a sub-railroad for NS and CSX. Okay. Conrail shared assets. Yeah, identify the species. An eastern gray tree frog. That's very cool. A long time ago, Conrail was divided up by CSX Norfolk Southern. Yeah, that's what I read too.
Now, keeping still to the theme of Halloween, what is a gray ghost? Oh,
SMT knows this one.
Gray ghost. I'll give you a hint. KCS had one. VIA had one, and I know there's been a number of other ones.
Pure white?
It's a gray.
Right.
But let's say, for example, the locomotive, it's completely gray, and then on the VIA one, the nose is yellow. So it was like an FP9.
Okay.
So the nose was yellow, and then at the very back, like just like right here, like that thick of a yellow stripe, just down the back. And then obviously it said VIA. So the KCS one was all gray. It was a gray ghost, and then down the side in the red lettering, KCS. And then there was another one where it was.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's not a lot, but there's a couple.
Did you have one?
I had the VIA one, yeah. for a review on the Rapido Grey Ghost FP9 thingy, consult my whatchamacallit, review playlist. But yeah, I just thought I'd, it's a Grey Ghost. It's one of those.
Oh, Grey Ghost. I put Grey Goose. I mean, vodka pictures lately.
Vodka train?
Yeah. Grey
That's
Ghost.
the party train.
That one?
Yeah, that's my video. I'm a Google search. Yeah. You can Google me. It's fine.
Not a great feeling though. Come on, admit it.
What?
When someone Googles Grey Ghost and your video comes down,
It's not a good feeling?
no, what a good feeling, I said.
Oh, what a good feeling. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it not?
cool. Yeah. It has its moments. Until you try to look me up on Reddit and you can't find me. You're like, why do I have Reddit?
Hey, Robert Sacco's in the chat.
What's going on, Robert? Very soon, there will be greenery here. I promise. Within the next year, there'll be greenery. I would really like to add some color and stuff.
CSX has had the pumpkin orange work train. Remember that one?
There's some very oddball trains, and then of course there's like the ones for breast cancer awareness and all that, where they're like pink, right? And then there's also like cars, like the gondola that I had, and then there's like a concrete car that was pink.
Wait, you say you had?
Yeah, I don't do intermodal, so I know I got rid of a bunch of stuff. Do you see any Go Transit anywhere?
I know you sold that, yeah.
A lot of people were concerned when they saw that I sold my Go Transit stuff.
I know.
They're like, "Are you changing your name to or go home, via or go home?" And I said, "No. I'm just waiting for either Athearn or a better company to make a better car. Because if I can run these tempo cars around this thing flawlessly for several hours, but a Go Transit car cannot make it around a half a thing, then there's clearly something wrong. Whether it's the wheel, where it comes off the track, or it uncouples on a slight angle. Like, seriously, what's going on? I shouldn't have to, put another $50 into a $50 car just to make it work."
And that's what I was thinking last night with all my freight cars. They're old for DC, the old couplers, they're very light. If I don't run them, if they derail, do I invest in some weights and new couplers, new metal wheels, or just get rid of them?
Depends on how much they mean to you. What's the sentimental value at
There are
that
some
point?
cool ones, but
I mean, for some people would say, well, you could practice weathering, and it wouldn't be anything to, it wouldn't cost you a thing.
Yeah.
And even if you did mess up or whatever, then it's like a practice car. Or you could purge. Halloween, the purge. That would make it for an awesome video, by the way. The train purge. I'm selling this one and this one and this one. I'll be doing one of those next week. No, I don't want to sell them. But yeah, no. And then just use the money. Like maybe sell 5 cars and you're able to buy one really good car from that. That's all it is, really. Where do you want to put your money? Do you want to put your money, let's say $50 for 5 cars or one really good car.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I just gotta find someone who wants to buy some old beat up cars.
you could do another table at a show.
I could.
You'd probably have the best prices.
Yeah. Your train's running so smooth, very satisfying. Very satisfying. Very fun.
It's not even me, it's the repeativeness of it. Like, you're not going to get a smoother out of the box train than that. I can't believe, like, people were complaining about the RS18.
Yeah.
Like, you got to remember, when they make, let's just say the Tempo, the red and white Tempo, they have a CN version and they have a VIA version. Also, there was about 4 different road numbers in total. They made, I'm going to say, about 300 of at least one of those. So in total, they made like a lot. Do you think every single one is going to be perfect? Probably not.
Yeah.
But if you're the unfortunate person to get the lemon, which I don't wish that upon even my enemies, you know, it's one of those things where you call Rapido, hey, I'm having an issue. What can you do for me? Okay, no problem. And then you're back running trains. But a lot of people they take to social media looking for answers, and all they get are complaints, like other people that are just looking to complain. And it's sad, really, because Rapido does such great work, and if you get a lemon, then it doesn't seem like that much.
So Taff, you're just close to, we're past the 2-hour mark. I gotta go. It's 10 o'clock.
Oh shoot, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Past 2-hour mark. Woohoo, we're on time. Still 21 in the chat though, that's pretty good.
We'll let her go around one more time, and then we'll call it. Because and I know this only happens once a month, but it's still very nice of you guys to hang out. And is the chat still going, or is everybody asleep?
No, it's still going.
Wow. Candy Express.
My consist looks like it's made by Dr. Frankenstein. A monster mash, no rhyme or reason. Yeah, me too. Who cares? Prototype's prototype.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. Your layout is your layout. To most of us, I know to me, this world here is much better than the real world. This here, you can control what happens here. The real world, nuh-uh. You pay bills and stuff.
Dennis says awesome shows always. Dennis.
Thanks, Dennis.
Goose in the Caboose says, we're not asleep. Not with this comedy act to listen to.
Oh, jeez. See, originally we were going to do one of those duet costumes. I think, what was the first one? Bill and Ted.
Oh, yeah.
And we were going to do the whole thing from the couch. Oh, Wayne's World.
Yeah, Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Yeah. And that was maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Maybe.
It requires more planning. And then we got to figure out who's going to be the blonde and who's going to be the trucker hat. So.
I thought you were staying until the candy was gone. Oh, David, he's Post Malone. We're going to up chat for a bit. So. This is Post Malone, the rapper. The pop singer. He's a rapper, right?
Pop rap? I don't know if Yeah, he's an artist. He's a guy. He has the voice of an angel. It's actually another name, but I don't know who's seen. What was that movie? I want to say it's Step Brothers. His voice was a combination of Fergie.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the running joke that night. So if that, yeah, the back wall looks so blank without a backdrop there, really bothers me. But at least when I go and I get a 4x8 cut, I get it cut to 12 inches, and then I can fit like three pieces back there, and it should go from end to end. And then I just got to cut down that one, and that one there. And then I have to get a, oh yeah, okay. When it comes around, then I just have to cut it down, and then we're good. And then yeah. So while the train's coming around here, do you have anything to add? Anything in closing?
Cheap plug. Wait for my video. Froster update coming out hopefully this weekend, Sunday. I saw a few more clips to take and then I have to edit. So also I'm going to the Ottawa Club HO track this weekend. So I'm not sure about time to edit, but it's my first time going to a railroading club. So pretty excited with that.
And we're hoping for footage, but yeah, you'll get to it when you get to it, basically.
Yeah.
Right on. The next GVO After Dark will be November 28th. Mark your calendar. Tell your kids. It's the day before Black Friday, so everybody wants to go shopping, I'm sure. But at least stop by and check out some trains, and we'll have lots of trains for you. And also, because, in the spirit of Halloween, right? Because Halloween is 1 week away. Be careful, be safe, have fun, take the kids, go to one of those Halloween parties. I've never been to a Halloween party, I don't think. So I don't know what goes on there, right? So this is my equivalent to a party at my age. So, but yeah, thanks everybody for coming by. Thank you for watching, commenting, blowing up the chat there, and thank you, Conductor Eminem, for coming by and helping out. And yeah,
Always fun time.
Always. So we'll see you guys next month. Another shout out to Lauren as well. Thanks for giving us a call and making sure that everything's good. And my hair is atrocious. I need a haircut. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.